Once dubbed by Interpol as the world's most wanted woman, Lisa Marie Smith faced a possible death sentence when she was arrested and charged with drug smuggling in Thailand in 1996.
When you go to a Thai prison, you face torture, death, disease, and emotional devastation. Welcome to hell. This is the podcast that tells of the pain Thai prisoners go through and how some of them have escaped. I'm Lisa Tate. I'm a journalist and a chronic podcast creator. This is my third true crime series. Welcome to episode 3 of Escaping Bangkok, the podcast. My name is Lisa Tate. I'm a journalist and podcaster who has been obsessed by the Lisa Marie Smith case since 1996, when I first saw it flash in front of me in the newsroom. This is a story that has lots of unexpected turns. Next week we have the remarkable tale of one man who made an incredible escape from Klong Prem that no one thought was possible.
Any Thai prisoner who would have seen me that night would have screamed the place down. They certainly would have informed on me. I managed to get my bamboo poles together. I had a little flashlight, held it in my teeth as I used the gaffer tape to make my 2 ladders. Found myself in at the back of one of the factories. I couldn't go out the way I came because too much of a possibility of the guard going there, so I had to kind of break out of that factory through the back, down into the prison auto repair shop, under another gate, past the water tanks.
So, are you ready to go down the looking glass? Today we continue our story of how a girl born in Melbourne, Australia ends up on an international most wanted list. And just a reminder, I want to keep telling stories about the Bangkok Hilton. So if you'd like more episodes of this proudly independent podcast, you can gift us your support at escapingbangkok.com. In return, we have uploaded exclusive information and content. So start your support today, and there's a link in the show notes. How did Lisa live for years in plain sight, undetected by global law enforcement? After Lisa jumped bail and fled Thailand, she was described by Interpol in 1998 as the world's most wanted woman, which, when you think about it, is a bit ridiculous. I think personally, the Thais believe they lost face, embarrassed, so they were on a mission to find her. And they were knocking on any door that they could to get support of law enforcement. Towards the end of the 20th century, police accelerated their attempts to find her, no doubt pushed by the Thai government. This is the final chapter of this story, where you will hear how Lisa, now aged almost 40, has found love. And again, she is not far from trouble, but this is not of her own doing. Now, don't forget to leave us a voicemail with your thoughts on escapingbangkok.com. But now we continue Lisa's amazing story, one which has many twists and turns. And if you haven't listened to episodes 1 and 2 yet, we suggest you start there. And just a reminder, Lisa Marie Smith, now aged 47, has not been found guilty of any charges relating to her time in Thailand. The statute of limitations and her arrest warrant are now expired. By 2001, law enforcement believes Lisa is in the British Isles somewhere. According to UK media, Thai officials were planning to have the now 25-year-old extradited from Britain. In 2002, the police in England also launched a fruitless television advertising campaign to find Lisa.
Whilst there have been no updates on her whereabouts, police have said she hasn't accessed any bank accounts.
Wow, that's
And no
not
calls have been
cheap,
made on her
advertising
mobile.
on television. They were really determined to find her. Hampshire's Sunday Southern Independent wrote Interpol believed she was living in England as well. But this is an absolute red herring. But what they don't know is everyone is looking for Lisa in all the wrong places, because someone back in Australia knows exactly where she is, and they make it known in a very unusual manner. In 2008, a series of street art in Sydney, Australia was raising speculation that Lisa had slipped back into the country undetected. The signs, made of plaster and wood and posted on trees and the side of homes in Newtown, hint she may have returned to Australia via Ireland. One of the messages points out that Lisa is, and in quotes, a fugitive from the Bangkok Hilton, before cryptically adding McGuigan travels Ira, that's Ireland, to Australia as though invisible. You see, our artist knows exactly where Lisa is, and it's not Greece, Hong Kong, England, or Western Australia. The plaques contain a lot of insider information and are raising more questions. It's not just random graffiti, it's a statement. So is she now known as Lisa Marie McGuigan? Because British police once believed Lisa had an Irish surname, which may explain the McGuigan reference, which we went into on the previous episode. This is a huge clue. A third sign was on a small block of white painted wood that read, "Lisa Marie Smith, I did it for you. Damien, look at me. Omen." The artwork is full of detail about Lisa and her Bangkok controversy. One piece includes the exact date of when she was mentioned in the Australian Senate. We've covered this previously, and the information is not easy to come by unless you know how to dig into parliamentary records. There's even a reference number of the Senate debate on the artwork. This Mr. Invisible is very well informed. Later in Newtown, on another power pole, a bizarre photograph depicting Lisa as a voodoo doll appears, bearing her date of birth. It also has handwriting similar to that in the other artworks. Next we have one of the standouts. It's a white tile in gold lettering and a two-dimensional cigarette. It reads, "For Lisa Marie Smith, free Bogan Chappelle," an apparent reference to an Australian woman jailed for drug trafficking in Bali. Now, I lived on that island and I'm done with telling the Chappelle story because I've told it many, many times. But if you want to know, check out any books. I'll put some links in the show notes to Catherine Bonella's Bali works. She did Hotel K as well. So my child went to school with Chappelle's nephews, but the parents at the Australian International School were encouraged to never mention it to anyone, especially to Mercedes, Chappelle's sister. And as I have a big mouth and asked some questions, didn't go down well with the international school mums. There's another remarkable piece, which is quite poignant actually. It pops up outside the Vanguard music venue in King Street, Newtown. It says Alison Joy Gooch, 1996, Lisa Marie Smith, 1996. Now, Megan X reports that Alison Joy Gooch was killed in a hit and run around that spot in 1996. So what is the link between these two women? Well, Lisa left Thailand on bail on June 14, 1996, and Alison was killed in a car accident in Newtown on June 16, 1996. Megan X accessed a copy of the Glebe and Inner City News. Alison was hit by a car that hit a power pole before plunging through the front of the Direct Image store at 361 King Street. Later, the artist is claiming to have met Lisa at Newtown's trendy Marley Bar and the Gold Sovereign, which is today called the Darlow Bar. So what point do you think the artist is making? Please tell me. You can contact me on social media or leave a message on escapingbangkok.com. By 2011, police appear to drop the ball again because the media asked police about the artwork and the plaques dedicated to Lisa. The Daily Telegraph was told by a senior Sydney police officer Around this time,